All right, good afternoon. Thank you guys for coming out today. We're here to celebrate Greg. Greg has worked very hard over the last year plus. And he's accomplished a lot of goals, and so we want to celebrate that today.
Seems like every time I come to one of these things, some fool says, Graham, you got to say a word. And they always regret it afterwards, which is great. And, I never quite know what to say either, but I always end up repeating myself. And it's usually, first of all, to say, I'm so glad Jay isn't here, right? For three reasons. One, gives me a chance to speak instead of him. Two, we all get a chance to close up early instead of being here at midnight tonight, which Jay is very famous for. And three, since he's not here, I can say these things about him, which is fantastic. Right? But, Greg, it's such a pleasure to be here today and see you doing your graduation. It's we spoke very briefly there, but it's just, I was telling Greg actually that I was out to lunch today with quite a charming young lady, as it happens, but that's got nothing to do with it. And she was saying, what are you doing this afternoon? And at first I thought I was being propositioned, but it turns out she really did want to know what I was doing this afternoon. So I told her I was coming to this graduation, and she wanted to know all about it. And she got so excited about it without knowing anything about it. I told her what the program is all about. And I mean, she literally just sat there with a little tear in her eye, just, she had no words to say about how terrific this is. But Greg, it's fantastic for you to go through all this. We basically, lay out our wares, for people like you to come along and take advantage of it. But unless you do take advantage of it, we're kind of wasting our time. And the fact that Mark and Stephen and, Katie and him as well, all go to so much trouble is just amazing. But you make it worthwhile for them, though, so thank you.
So for the graduation ceremony today, we're going to have Katie come up and share a few words. She's worked closely with Greg over the last year. We're going to have Mark share his perspective from the Director of Education point of view. He spent a lot of time in the classroom. And actually, Greg's friend Rachel has also asked if she could share a few words. So we're going to give her some time to share some of her insight into Greg's progress over the last year. So, Mark Aiken, if you'd like to come up and share about Greg.
I first would like to say to Graham how proud I am of him. No, really, I remember when we first started this, Graham didn't really want to get up in front and say anything, and now every time he comes for graduation, we're always asking him to get up front and say something, and he has so graciously done that every time we've asked him to now. So thank you, Graham. I appreciate that. Everything is about progress down here, so we applaud your progress in this whole thing. Gregory O'Hara. I'd like you to close your eyes. I know you're hiding behind your Versace's there, but I want you to close your eyes. On this, your graduation day, I want you to imagine you're standing with your toes pressed against a white line in front of you. You're slightly in a crouched position, ready to lurch forward into a run. Your frontal vision reveals numerous hurdles that must be crossed in order to reach the finish line. They're not unfamiliar to you. You think, I've seen these before. And you smile. Surrounding you on either side are other runners who are competing for the same finish line that you are. But you know something they don't know. And you have something they don't have. You have all of GACalls behind you, cheering, encouraging, and supporting you all along. You have the tools and the training to clear whatever hurdle is in front of you. You don't fear the obstacles because you see them as opportunities. Open your eyes. Because today, in all reality, you are standing at the white stripe. It marks the beginning of the next leg of your journey. GACalls has been like a filling station for you, preparing you for a new season and a new stage in life. In just a matter of a few hours, you'll exit these doors to never return as a participant in GACalls. This is a good thing. Seasons are like that. Sometimes they last longer than expected, but hindsight often reveals the necessity of its length. I believe, and there are probably others here today that would agree, the length of your time here was needful because now you're better equipped. That's a great thing. Better equipped to do what, someone may ask. What do you want to do? What do you need to do? What do you have to do? You, sir, have learned the value of $1. You, sir, have learned what is and what is not important. You, sir, have learned the value of transparency. You, sir, have learned some new skills. You, sir, have learned how to address your peers. Greg taught his JLS class this morning, so we're proud of him for facilitating that. You've also learned the expectations of other people. And you, sir, have learned the love and the grace of a Heavenly Father. You've also learned the value of a life, yours. That's an excellent thing. Life. What a valuable commodity that we so casually and flippantly waste and devalue in our own blind pursuits of meaninglessness. Life. Life is not just the existence of matter, nor is it just something that happens to you. Life is purpose, and purpose is life. Find your purpose, do your purpose, and you'll find life. Don't settle. You die where you settle. If where you are and what you do does not inspire and promote life, either flee it or change it. But just don't settle. That's a bad thing. Psalm 90 verse 12 says, "Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom." If you want your days to count, then make them count for others. Remember, days are numbered, and no one knows exactly how many were allotted. So count them as rare, and make them count for something. How will you know if your days counted on this earth? People will count how long it's been since you left, and how good it will be to see you again. Treasure every day. Treasure every purpose. Treasure every person. Treasure every opportunity, no matter how easy it was to come by. Treasure every struggle, knowing it made you stronger. Treasure what is important and use it to bless others. This is a wise thing. So, Greg, at this point, there's only one thing that remains in your story, and that's the sounding of the starting gun. And I want you to know that it's been my extreme pleasure to have met you, to have taught you, and to become a friend of yours. Thank you for your openness to what's been presented to you. I want to encourage you to go forward, not back up. Clear the hurdles that are in front of you. Stretch yourself so that you can. And don't look back except to smile. Congratulations to you, Greg. You've worked hard for this. This is an earned thing.
All right. Greg, or should I say gorgeous Greg, for those of you who are in that class, that was a fun day. It has truly been an adventure working with you. From the start, Jacob and I used to drive and pick you up at the TC, and I always used to, it was so fun to see what you were going to wear that day. And it was always surprising, because usually people were a little bit more casually dressed, but not Greg. He was dressed to the nines, all the way down to the dress shoes from the start. And that was just the beginning of what was to come with you and how special you are. Even the colognes I like to joke about that you keep in depending on your mood, which one you want to wear. So you always smell nice, which is a good thing. But along with all the fun memories, you've worked hard to get where you are. While you were in the TC, I always admired the initiative that you took to get things done. Because as you know, when you're there, you don't have a lot of control and you're waiting for a lot of permissions to get things done. But that didn't stop you, where it stopped a lot of people or it halted their progress. And you took that persistence and you carried it all the way with you to GACalls and to your reentry initiative. And it's really paid off. And I've seen you grow so much through your time here. One of the biggest areas of growth is you finding yourself again. Spending 15 years in can leave a person feeling truly defined as a quote-unquote criminal or felon. And through your time, we've seen, as I said before, various styles and different hairstyles and different attire that comes. But you've truly been finding yourself again, and that's been inspirational. And it's been really exciting to see you come to find yourself. You are so much more than what any label can define for you. Another area of growth has been your independence. So while you've been here, you've established stable housing, a driver's license, insurance, a car, really nice car, and you rock your job in the call center. You've established healthy habits that are going to take you to the next level without depending on anyone else to accomplish it. Greg, I truly believe that you can do anything you set your mind to. Let's get a little emotional. I look forward to reading your Happy Nats books to my little boy one day. So congrats on your graduation, and thank you for letting me be a part of your journey.
Hi, GACalls.
Hey, Rachel.
It's been a while since I've been back here, and I'm honored to be here to support Greg's graduation. I'm so proud of you. I met you, and I knew right away that I wanted to beat you because I knew that you were the best employee here. You were the best on productivity, you were the best on everything, and I wanted to be the best. I wanted to do my job the best, and I wanted to be like you. You were always focused, you were always everything, and I had no idea that I was gonna become friends with you, and everything that I have learned about you, I've spent time with you personally, and I've had a lot of moments with you, and I've really grown to know you, Greg, and I can't explain how proud I am of you and how much I love you, and I'm here for you.
You know, it's definitely been an awesome journey coming here. You know, my gratitude is expressed in so many ways. You know, Mr. Graham, Jay, I know he's not here right now, but I have to start from the top, working on down, you know, because I mean he laid it, you know, he made it possible with GACalls, you know, and giving, you know, a person like me, you know, coming from a very troubled situation to where I was taught a skill, you know, with people, total strangers that didn't know me, you know, but had the same ideals and philosophies and morals that I had and can relate to, and took a chance. And, you know, I felt really loyal to that, you know, and I stuck it out, you know, and slowly but surely I started letting my guard down. And like, and Caprice, you could attest to that, you know, and like with Katie, you know, I got to start with Katie first. because Katie is probably the only one on this planet that knows completely probably everything about me. You know, literally, she has she has read all of my journals. This is one journal she hasn't read yet, but I'm going to give it to her to read. But before I give it to her, I wanted to share something with you all before I finish. However, you know, but I do want to express my real gratitude for GACalls and for Mr. Graham and Jay for creating this program. I know in my exit interview, you know, they were, you know, me and Stephen talked, and I have a special speech for Stephen too, you know, because he's my fellow brother in arms too. You know, I got nothing but love for Stephen. But, you know, the transitional center, I don't know if it's a way, you know, maybe I can get my resources together, or maybe the VA might can even link up some kind of way. You know, this is a very much needed, you know, situation for felons, you know, coming out of a transition center, you know, with different backgrounds, just to know that they can do something like this. Because when I came here, I didn't know how to email. I mean, this was like Jurassic Park for me, okay? So it was, I really appreciate it. You know, it's not unnoticed what you've done for me, and I really appreciate it. You know, but I really want to express my gratitude towards Katie. I had a speech, you know, I'd have thought about quotes from Gandhi to Frederick Douglass to John Maxwell to all these people, but at the end of the day, I said I got to come right here, right now, you know. So, Katie, you know, you have taught me so much to be a man. You know, you taught me how to deal with my family, and as you see, none of my family's here right now, because I had to practice the gap on that. I think we had a JLS lesson on that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to talk about the JLS classes because on my last final suggestion, I written a suggestion to start back with the homework for the JLS classes because I had to do my homework for the JLS classes. So I think you should do it too. I'm sorry. But back to Katie. You know, Katie, I love you, Katie. I really do. You know, you've done so much for me. You know, it's not a word on this planet, you know, that can describe what you have done and what you created with me. Thank you. Jacob, you know, from the start, you know, we collided with just this energy that we just can't, you know, seem to, I don't know what it is. You know, we're like 20 years apart, but I don't know why we just seem like we're just together, you know, whether it be the music or just in general. I mean, his presence and then his awesomeness with his, you know, spirituality, you know, graduating, you know, in Australia, you know, I really admire that in a young Christian. You know, I really, you know, I like that. You know, I like to see, you know, my country, you know, that I fought for, you know, get back to that personally, you know, to see a lot more younger, you know, Christians on fire like that, you know, and I hope that you continue to pursue that field, you know, and, you know, Caprice, you know, I wish Dominique was here because you gave me etiquette. That's probably about the best way to describe it. You know, like how to talk to people. You know, I'm like a quick read now. You know, I can know and decipher how people, you know, you really, you know, help me with that tool. You know, and I really appreciate that. You know, because I know it's been moments where I think I went on a 2-week phase where I disputed everything you did about me. I think I audited every audit I think Brittany, everybody that audited me for like 2 weeks, I disputed it. You know, I did that. But I learned from that. You know, it's all about growth and being, accountable for actions and mistakes. And it made me, be more accountable, more responsible, and doing the right thing with that. So I do appreciate that, Caprice. And Toby, I really appreciated Toby. When I met you, Toby, and I really look forward to it because it's just like a new beginning right now. With us, we share our ideals, some of the dreams that we got, and seeing, you helping me, literally, I was at the transition center, he would pick me up and take me back at night. And we just established a bond. And he gave me also the finesse with the call center. See, Caprice gave me the etiquette, and Dominique gave me the etiquette too. I can't forget that. But Toby gave me the finesse. Travis did too. I can't forget Travis. Okay, I see you, Travis. They gave me the finesse. How to, because you get callers, but how to finesse in a good way, not in a bad way, but how to keep calm, because you're going to get all kinds of different people, and mindsets that come at you, but you still can decipher and get the message out and get it out appropriately. So I do appreciate that, Travis and Toby, for what you've done. I really do appreciate that. And Kelly, I definitely, since you've been gone, Kelly, I really admire. You always help me. She always helped me how to do my resumes, and she's helped me. I need this, Kelly. I need this. What do you think? I bounce things off. You help me with my resume that I actually use to give to Voice Nation. So she helped put that together. I really appreciate that, what you've done, that you helped me with that. So I do appreciate that. I'm really grateful for that. And Pastor Mark, this is just a new beginning. That's how I see it. We follow each other, and everything that you have given me and instilled in me, and that we've grown and talked, and the tears, the frustration, the happiness, everything that I've learned and grown from on how to be a leader. It's all starting to make sense now. It took a lot. Even with Jacob used to always drop little subliminals on me, because I went through a phase. My phases. I'll joke around forever. I think my cubicle one time I had slam dunks and darts and all kind of things going on with it. But it definitely GACalls is a very good setting for people like me, because I made a lot of bad decisions, but I've learned to make options, learn about having options. That's why I like the JLS classes so much. And like the JLS for me personally, that's where it helps you learn how to be a leader. No matter what age, race, sex, or religion, to be a leader, you're going to have to deal with all those different mindsets and personalities, but the SG, that's for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like. So personally, and as a Christian man, preferably King James version, I'm just saying. But Pastor Mark, you inspire me in so many ways. That letter that you want me to, the note, the page that you want me to write with those characteristics and stuff. I'm planning to give that back to you. We're going to continue that, and definitely, Rachel, I definitely appreciate everything that you've done to inspire me and to keep me in a positive, setting, and all the people that made, keeps me, focused on being me. I don't have I don't know how to say this, but like for me, it had always been difficult, to be vulnerable, coming from, a situation, for time's sake, I won't get into all that, but being where I am right now, I feel comfortable, and Georgia Calls, if you really, do the things and apply the things that they teach you, and you just become that vulnerable person that we talked about, and being honest, being that transparent person, sharing, because I think, they give you journals, right? You remember the journals? To write. See, you got to go on to bring it back. You got to bring back the homework journals. I see that now. You got to go and just bring it back. So you got to bring that old thing back. So, but Pastor Mark, I really do appreciate it. But Stephen, Mr. Hollybush, Stephen, I got nothing but love, but you have helped. We've grown so much, I've grown so much, you've really made me realize a lot of different perspectives, in understanding about life, and I really appreciate that, and I'm very thankful for that, and at the end of the day, I hope, our relationships becomes even stronger. There's a lot of things that I do admire about you, and I hope, in the future that, we can continue to grow, and I can continue to learn, the things like the email you sent about the 4 millionaire story. That was very inspiring. I look forward to it, and I really appreciate it, and I do love you. Thanks, Stephen. I would kiss you, but I ain't gonna do it okay. But let me. Before I go, I just want to read. This is. I want to read. This. This is something that I found when I was in prison. This was in around this same time in 2013. A pencil maker told the pencil 5 important lessons just before putting it in the box. 1, everything you do will always leave a mark. 2, you can always correct the mistakes you make. 3, it is important is what is inside of you. 4, in life, you will undergo a painful sharpenings. 5, which will only make you better. To be the best pencil, you must always allow yourself to be held by GACalls and guided by GACalls and be held by the hand of God. Now I kind of put that in there, Amen. But I had to share that with you because that's how I feel like my life is. It is the starting point for me. It's just beginning, and I'm really thankful, and I'm really grateful, for Sheila and Eric, and for giving me an opportunity, a chance to work at Voice Nation. I'm really grateful for that, and Ashley. This one's for Ashley T. It. So, I just want to thank, all my GACall colleagues that are here now. I really appreciate you all being out here. And, hey, it's going to be you someday. Peace out.
Gregory O'Hara, on the behalf of Jay Reeder, Graham Taylor, and all of us at GACalls, we're very proud of you. And we want to present to you your certificate of completion of GACalls program. Congratulations.
I will say when Greg got to me, I was a little nervous. I thought I was going to get roasted. I didn't know I was going to get blown kisses. But so I guess the only proper way to close this is to return the favor. So congratulations, Greg.